Pandora friends, my name is Leanne and I'm mad for Pandora. Welcome back to another video. Today I thought it would be a fun idea to update you with my 2020 bracelet. It's been a very long time since I've shown this one and I have done a fair few changes. I'm pretty happy with the layout of it now, and it's definitely a two-tone bracelet, which I'm pretty happy with it, even though the clasp and the safety chain is just silver. As you can see, I've played on the fact that I've got two of the hearts and I've got the heart clasp. I've kept the same bracelet. I think the heart, three hearts like that actually look really good together. And then I have the collectible safety chain as well, so that's also got the hearts. So I did have two of these clovers. My husband bought me one as well, so I've got that balance there. But then up here I have two different charms, but the way I've designed it, I can see both of the two-tone ones, which is why I've done it that way. I guess you could say the pig is the one that's not my favorite, so I've put that in a place where I don't see it so much, and I really wanted to add this little bear because it's also a collectible bear for Mother's Day, so I've added a charm opposite that's sort of a taller one. So you can sort of see that I've tried to balance it quite well. So I've got my two tones, then I've got sort of smaller size charms. It was sort of hard getting it fitting well, but sort of squeezing in little extra size ones to make it not sort of, you know, it's more comfortable and everything, and they don't rub. Now this star one was one I wouldn't have minded too, because that's definitely one that's hard to balance. Now, unlike the original star, this one's not threaded, so you can't really put it at the end. I mean, you can, but I prefer not to. So I've managed to make that opposite the house. And then of course these two sort of balance out. These two are the same. And then in Australia we were allowed to get two of the clips, so I have two of the clips and the two clovers, and then I've put the three first ones and hardest to get at the front. In Australia pretty much everything was okay to get except for these first three. And of course there were lockdowns and different things like that as well around the world. So I know a lot of people do struggle, and I know they only sort of seem to do a limited amount of these first three. So I'll go through it with you. So it's just the Pandora Moments heart clasp snake chain bracelet. So that hasn't changed. And then the safety chain was actually released for June. So that was number 6. So it has the 20 here and over here. Hopefully you can see that. And it's actually a really nice safety chain. I don't mind this one at all. And it's got the nice oxidized detail. And then this first one is for October. Now this one is just a swirl. It also kind of looks a little bit like roses, but I think they're just calling it a swirl. So it has the 20 on here. I do like this one. I don't have the original of pretty much all of these, so it was actually nice to collect them all. And then this is a beautiful little teapot that I had, and I wasn't using it on anything else. So it's very, very old, but it's quite narrow, so it fitted in quite well there. Now I will put the codes that I have in my description as usual. And then we have the cute little house. Now I do already have one of the ones that's just the old one, the plain one, and I did get two of these ones. So I have one on my me and hubby bracelet because we bought our land to build our house in 2020. So that's such a cute little charm. I actually don't mind that it's, you know, small and very petite. And then this is the gorgeous little Mother's Day teddy bear charm. Now I'm not sure exactly what year it came out because I didn't write that down, but it is the limited edition one. It's called Bear of My Heart. So it is very, very sweet. I love the shape of the heart that they put on this. And it's the same as the boy and girl charms that they had the bows. So it's very cute. Now I bought this one for like $30 because it just needed a really good clean, but it is in really good condition. And of course this is the first of the hearts that I have. Now this one was for April. So the house was December and this one's for April. And then of course I have the two clips, and the clips were from September. I almost think they should have started with the clips and the safety chain because it makes it safer to build a bracelet, but most people weren't really wearing them until they had a few more, I guess. And you would have seen when I did my earlier videos and photos, I sort of put my charms on different things. So yeah, not having the clips wasn't a huge problem. And then of course we have the beautiful Clover. Now there's the 20 there on one of the silver ones. And it does have some 14 karat gold clovers. So it's just called 4-leaf clover, and that one was for May. And then we have this little one here. Now it's ridiculous how much these can sell for, but honestly, I guess if you've got the whole collection but you don't have, say, the strawberry, you'd be, I guess, willing to pay more than, you know, you would normally. This one is so cute, and I remember the journey it was to get some of these charms. So this one was the January one, and it's very cute little strawberry. And then of course we have the bee one. Now I really do like this bee. I actually prefer this version to the original two-tone. The other one, the crown, is actually quite scratchy. So I love that Pandora changed it and put the little beaded detail on the end of the crown. And this one is a little bit bigger than the original two-tone as well. So this one's just called Bee, and it was for March. So it has the 20 on there. It's very cute. Now I put that in the middle of these three because it's obviously taller. So again, you have the taller ones on the side and the taller ones in the middle at the front. And this little froggy, he's so cute. I never had the original frog. It's very, very sweet. And it's just got the 20 on the front. And this one was the second one, so it was February. I do think he's quite sweet. Got his little feet. Funny little feet. Very, very small. I have actually started wearing this bracelet on rare occasions just to make sure it feels good and everything. But it's sort of one of those things you don't know if you should be wearing them or not because, you know, they're more valuable if they don't get damaged, obviously. But I'm sort of like, I don't really wreck my stuff, so I don't think it matters. But yeah, definitely personal preference whether you've bought them to collect or whether you've bought them to enjoy. And then I've got the next Clover and the next clip and the next heart. And then I decided to use this little charm. He's really cute. I already had him. There's quite a few charms I'd bought for a different bracelet I never ended up doing. So I decided to add this little gnome, and he's very cute actually. He'd go really well on a garden bracelet or something like that. So he's just got little shoes. Cute little fella. I bought him pre-loved a long time ago. And then we have the 20 there for the star. Like I said, if you'd had two of the stars, they would have been very easy to style then. But then I guess what would I have done with the house? So sort of goes well opposite the house. So the star was November. I'm actually surprised the star wasn't December. Just because it's more Christmassy, I guess. I guess because then you could put it on your Christmas bracelet if you wanted to. Or a galaxy bracelet. And then we had the pig. So the pig I thought was kind of a weird choice for Pandora. It's July, and if there was one I wasn't going to get, it would have been the pig. Sorry, piggy. Yeah, it's just got the 20 on the back, which is the only one that actually had the stamp on the back. So I thought that was a bit odd. It's not that he's ugly, it's just that I don't think he really goes at all with the rest of the bracelet or with the rest of the charms they chose. I think there could have been better options. And then I really, really love this one. Really love it. Obviously, I love you, and that's what it says anyway. And beautiful puffy heart. Really love this one. It's actually bigger than the original one of the I Love You cube. And it's just got the 20 on the heart. So very, very nice charm. I would say out of all these charms, that one is probably my favorite. Just because I like that they made it bigger. It's quite a bold statement. I do quite like the square charms. I thought they'd be super uncomfortable, but they're actually not. And you can definitely find quite a few designs to put this on. Yeah, I do really love the way I've got it styled now. It's quite comfortable, it fits quite well. Everything sort of can move around a bit so they're not rubbing together. So the I Love You cube, I don't think I said, was August. So I'll pop it on to show you. Go. So I have a little strawberry, the bee and the frog, the front. And I like how it sits and sort of, I don't know, it's sort of, the hearts frame it, which I think is nice. Love the little teddy. When I design a bracelet, I tend to put my favorites within reason on the side I can see. So I thought that was good. And if it did spin on my arm, it doesn't matter, because obviously even the safety chain is a collectible. And by having the cube at the bottom here, I can still see it, which I really like. Just a simple stack today. Just my beautiful Essence bangles, which I really love. I wear them a lot. And I just have the key with the little rose and another key with a rose. And then I just have my little opal ring on. I'm not sure that I can get it to show the flash that it has. It's quite pretty. And just, these are all Pandora. But I did want to quickly run through the little book that I have. I might need to zoom out. Hang on a sec. There we go. Okay, so I did end up buying this little book because I wanted to be able to sort of keep all the little certificates together. Now, we were fortunate in Australia, all our certificates were exactly the same shape, size and everything, and they were all supplied by the store. You didn't have to sort of get one emailed to you. At least I found that. So here's a certificate for the strawberry. Now, I don't know whether this would have been a whole different feeling thing if, you know, things hadn't happened during that year, but it sort of made it very complicated to get some charms. But I remember getting the strawberry, and you had to be sort of online within, you know, like 5 seconds. They only had a limited amount, and then they had some in store. I was very fortunate that I had a wonderful store. It's actually the Chermside store in Brisbane, that they were able to give me one of the original strawberries and stuff, and then, you know, they were really good about helping me get the others. So I really do appreciate them. They were great. So we just have a little strawberry, and we have number 1, January. And these certificates are very important if you are actually selling, and on the back they just have the 20. And then we have the little frog, so that's February. And the bee. And the heart. If you want to read any of that, you'll just have to pause it. So the heart was April. I'm surprised actually they didn't do the stamp of what the code was for. Some of them I managed to take photos online and I have it, others I don't. So just got the Clover for May. And then the safety chain. And the pig. And the love dice. I do like how the picture is also done in gold. Clip. Swirl. Star. And then a little house. So that's all I have. But yeah, having the two-tone colours, I think that, yeah, it was the same with this one as well. So I did think Pandora did a fantastic job with our little certificates, which I was very pleased about. I think it was a bit disappointing for some of the other countries, but then I can understand also that, you know, it wasn't an ordinary year, and it was just, I guess a bit disappointing that it happened when it happened. But it gave us something to look forward to as well. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Just a quick another little look at my bracelet. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day, and until next time, take care.